RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a slightly late starting episode of the Rational Investor. I was napping. Yeah. This time change, guys. This time change is killing me. It was 11 p.m. I would do the show. Now it's midnight, and I've realized, and I'm sure a lot of you know, that when I go to bed early, like before midnight, and when I wake up early, I get a lot done. But if I stay up till like 2 a.m. and I wake up at 10 or 11, I don't know why. My day is just, I don't get as much done. So I'm going to have to try to figure something out with this because maybe we'll do earlier shows or something, or I'll do pre-recorded. I'm not sure. I like interacting with you guys, so I like to do it live, but maybe we see about doing it earlier. I just don't want to mess up the routine. And I know you guys like 12. So maybe if we do it earlier, what would be a time that everyone would like? Since a lot of you are here, actually, we've got 20 people watching already. Wow, amazing. So what time would you guys like to do it? Oh, no pre-recorded. Live is the best. Okay, well, what time? Kitchen and Craft. Nice to see you. Night. I love that you guys show up every week. It's impressive. I really love it. I appreciate it. 1 hour earlier, an hour or two earlier. Yeah, what if we do, would 10 be okay? Like 30 minutes after market open? 1 hour earlier, so 11. I can shoot for 11, but I think 10 would be better for me. 10 Eastern time, 10 a.m. Eastern. I think that would be the best because then I can stream for like an hour and a half and we'll go to like 11:30 and then I'll just go to sleep. All right, so most of you said 1 hour though, so that would be 11. Good to see you, Lori. Hello, Gills. Hello, Ucha. Oh, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Let's go, Kramer effect. What Big House? What is that with the Kramer effect? What happened with Kramer? What did he? Something about Nvidia? Did he say to buy Nvidia? What is going on with Nvidia? Why don't we look at Nvidia really quick? Nvidia. I know you guys are interested in Nvidia. What is happening? I've been sleeping. Oh, look at that. So what happened here? What did they do? Everyone should know what happened here. I always talk about what do they use fundamental events as an excuse for. Earnings was a fundamental event. And I know Nvidia beat expectations. They seemingly always do, although there is a decrease in the growth. I read a couple of reports about basically the year over year growth expectations are decreasing. Let's see, Kramer said Bitcoin is not going to 100K. Oh, you're talking about Bitcoin. Oh, okay, then it's probably going to go to 100K. And I'll show you a liquidity chart later showing it probably will go to 100K because that's a lot of people are shorting. And so max pain would probably be to tag like 101,000. That's what I'm seeing on liquidity charts. And then roll over a bit from there and take out the stops below. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This thing doesn't want to stop. It doesn't want to like take a break. It just nonstop up. Brian calls it climbing the wall of worry. That's what's happening. Okay, so nobody answered. So what happened with NVIDIA is they ran liquidity on both sides. Fundamental events are often used as a way to run liquidity on both sides. And they just stop out traders that are in longs and stop out traders that are in shorts. And that's exactly what happened in here, right? Stop out everyone in a short, make them think it's going to go to all-time highs, and then stop out everyone that got into a long late. They're called late longs. So people would have longed up here, and then I stop them out. And now it looks like it's finally settling in. Brian always says don't trade within the first couple hours of an earnings release and really any news event. And I tend to agree with him. I think it's extremely difficult to trade around a fundamental event. A lot of technicals go out the window, and you're kind of gambling at that point. Yeah, we're gonna talk about alts. There you go. Don't worry, we will talk about them. I just thought I'd touch base on a video. Let's look at a weekly chart in Nvidia, since it is like the most valuable company in the world, right? The only thing worth more than Nvidia is gold. And I think Bitcoin is like seventh now in the world. So here's a we're gonna go through a couple things. Here's a concern I have, and I'm not saying that this works all the time. I always talk about Tom DeMark. Oh, what is this over here? This is like some weird long lost thing. I'm gonna get rid of that. I always talk about Tom DeMark, right? And usually the higher the time frame, the better something works. I'm not saying this works all the time, but it is something to pay attention to as like a warning sign. So here we have TD9. Okay, last time we had this, NVIDIA had quite a pullback. We had an 8 here, we had a pullback. 9, see here, it didn't work. It continued higher. Let's see where RSI was when each of these happened. Okay, so very bullish RSI formation here. I mean, it's been basically Super Bowl the whole time. It's just, this thing just, it just goes up. It doesn't stop. So this was my big RSI breakdown here, and we're on the other side. And I'm waiting for NVIDIA to just go down, because we have huge divergence on the weekly chart. I mean, this has to end at some point. But TD9 is a big warning. So we have TD9 in NVIDIA, but where also do we have a TD9 on a weekly chart? Look at that. What is this asset? What is this thing? Don't look over here. Don't look up there. It's Bitcoin. Obviously, everybody knows it's Bitcoin. You guys, that's all you want to talk about. We've got a 9 on the weekly chart. Last time we had a 9, we ended up consolidating for 6 months. I'm not saying that's going to happen again. All I'm saying is it's caution. Brian calls this, as I said, climbing the wall of worry. We are climbing. This is literally the definition of climbing the wall of worry. So if you're long, great. Sell according to your trading plan. But if you're not in a trade and you're sidelines, this is a very dangerous spot to be going long. It's you're asking for trouble. That's all I'm telling you. Wait. If you're not long and you want to get long, wait until there's blood in the streets. Don't even worry about these charts. I'm going to go over a bunch of stuff today, but if there's anything you take from the show today, understand that don't take any longs when you've got a parabolic uptrend like this until there's a massive red day, like 15% down. Boom, down. We're probably not going to go that low, honestly. We'll probably go to the 30-day VWAP level, which is like 81K. Everybody's going to be scared. Alts are going to be way down. That's when you're like, all right, I'll buy some spot positions. But at this point, it's pretty late to buy anything right here. This is when you start taking profits. Okay, so NVIDIA and Bitcoin are connected a bit. I mean, they both got the 9. I bet if I look at the NASDAQ, it's probably also going to have a 9. Let me see. Let's see. S&P doesn't have a 9. But the NASDAQ, let's see. What is the symbol? I always forget the symbol. NASDAQ. NQ. Yeah, NQ. How could I forget that? Forgotten on air. So embarrassing. Yeah, no 9 here. There is a 8 potential divergence, though. That RSI is ugly. I don't like when the RSI is sitting at the midpoint. I don't like that at all. 2-week had a breakdown, but still moving higher, sitting above the 2-week 21 EMA. Actually, it's I believe it's a 10. It might be I can't remember if it's a 21 or a 10. 21 EMA, yeah. So you can see on the 2-week chart, if you want something to watch long-term trends and where to buy, seems like 21-week EMA works pretty well. Look at that. Every time it tags it, it bounces. So all I'm saying is be cautious. That's it. Very simple. Okay, let's go back to the S&P. I'm going to go through my normal spiel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Cotter last week. I thought that was great. If you didn't watch it, go back, watch Cotter. You can watch it at 2x speed. That's the great part. You can watch it faster. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. I feel like I'm too big in the corner here. Yeah, shrink. There we go. There, probably better. If you guys prefer it to be bigger, I can make it. But I feel like you want to focus on the charts rather than me talking. Yeah. So we're gonna go through the S&P like I always do because that's the key. If the S&P goes down, everything's gonna go down. And then I think we'll look at DX. We're gonna look at a couple stocks. I want to brag about my Tesla. Right, Tesla's done very well. Take a peek at metals, and then we're gonna jump right into crypto. And I'll just go to Bitcoin, of course, obviously, and then we'll maybe do like total three. We're gonna look at BTCD because it's turning around here. Damn, I just restarted my trading view. That's why it's a mess like this. So as you can see, BTCD is kind of. That's why also, if you're wondering why also rallying, this is why. Because Bitcoin had a massive rally, and now BTCD is rolling over, and alts are catching up. That's what's happening. Capital rotation. Can you do that thing you said about how to pick the right alts at this point? The ones that look like they're going to move the most? Ah, yes. So I can do that. I'll do that later. We'll get to that. Good point, Rocky. I will do that. Zerkella, the indicator is just Tom DeMark, TD sequential. This one. Here's this one. I don't know if it's available on TradingView anymore. They like removed all the TD sequential indicators for some reason. Some kind of copyright issue. So you can just ask ChatGPT to make you a TD sequential indicator and just copy it in. I think you can just use ChatGPT. It's really easy. Pine script. Please make me a TD sequential indicator in Pine script for TradingView, and it should do it. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to the S&P. Where am I? S&P NQ. All right. So this is a 2-week chart. We have our up only continued cycle. Just doesn't want to stop. Actually, going to get rid of that. Get rid of this too. No, I'll keep it. Go to a weekly chart. I'm going to extend this trend line like that. I like to have this trend line because it seems to act as like a midpoint where it acts as resistance and support. So support here, resistance here, support here, resistance here. That it seems to play have a major impact on things. So something I wanted to point out first is that we hit my long-term chaos target up here, 6,000 area, and there's a reason we're staying and we're playing in this zone because this was the long-term target. Brian calls it a BFRN, 6,000. So of course we're gonna sit up here. Of course, I mean it's not a surprise. But where do we go from here? I don't. This is where I don't have the answer because when you're in price discovery like this and RSI looks like this, it's very hard to predict where the market's going to go next. I mean, all I can say is right now it's up only. It just continues to go up. So here's the monthly chart. You can even see that we broke out on the monthly chart. This is actually very bullish. So this is bull up only. There's been no rollover yet. Absolutely nothing. Obviously, a monthly chart is too slow to predict something like that, but I don't see anything making me want to be really bearish yet. I don't see it. Besides from the fact that I think we're way overextended, right? So this is 2023, and we're up 50% since then. So like the S&P is up 50% in a year. It's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, if we go back to this monthly chart, look at this. Look at this market. It's just like 2008 was here. So since 2008, this thing went up 700%. Just it doesn't go down. I mean, you get quick crashes, but otherwise it just continually goes up, and that's because they continually print money. I think everyone here knows that. As long as they're printing money, it's just going to go up and to the right, and that's why it's better to long. Do not, shorting is a losing game. I've learned that the hard way a million times. Shorting is a losing game, and it's better to stick to the long only side. I've got a couple of portfolios. Okay, let me tell you, the ones that are long only portfolios, those do better. My portfolios where I short and long, they 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 don't do as well as I would like them to. They just don't because the market most of the time goes up, and even if you have a good short setup, a lot of times it just doesn't work out because the market's inherently built to be move up because of money printing, basically inflation. Um, so nothing really on a weekly chart that makes me feel bearish. I'm trying to look, do I see anything? We had a pullback and consolidation here. MACD is still bearish a bit. This is kind of bullish reversal here. Yeah, do less, earn more. Exactly. Yeah, so it's less trades too. If you do too many trades, you start to lose money, and I'm supremely guilty of that. I've done it. I've been impatient. That's the hardest thing. Patience, super hard. Brian's very good with the patience part. I'm not. I want things to happen like this yesterday, and that would kill you, especially if you add in leverage. Oh, look at Solana. Look at Solana go. Climbing the wall of worry here with a 9 on the weekly. Look at what happened last time you had a 9. Destroyed. So, you so right now it looks bullish. Bullish to the upside. Let's take a quick peek at, let me pull up. Let's go here and let's look at Max Pain. Max Pain. SPY. Let's look at Max Pain for tomorrow. Obviously, this is going to be extreme greed, by the way. Oh, fear and greed, extreme greed. They've got it right here. And they've even got the Bitcoin dominance. A bit different than the one on TradingView, though. Trending on DexScan, Diddy. That's funny. Oh my God. Don't, if you like money, don't trade any of these. Just don't do it. Stick to the major. Well, Solana's fine. Some of these are fine. Don't touch the ones trending on DexScan. I think it's a dangerous game. All right, let's see. Expiry tomorrow. Max Pain 595, 590. So 5,900 is Max Pain going into tomorrow. That means basically where we are. I wouldn't expect. Well, tomorrow's not a big expiry. It's not crazy. It could move higher. I wouldn't put too much emphasis on the Max Pain going into tomorrow. I wouldn't worry about it. I think we can head higher. It looks bullish to me. I don't see any. And this 4-hour reversal candle, this is very bullish. We could use chaos and basically say this is the next leg up, 6,200. Can even do a bit of like a ugly ABCD here, and that puts you at 6,150. Something like that would be my next kind of expected target zone. I think that makes sense. Very ugly W here, by the way. Like this one was clean. Look how clean this was. Just boom, like that. And where would we have gotten our chaos? Here. Here. Actually, I probably would have drawn it about there, which means that we didn't hit our level yet. Could even more conservative, but it would be like that. This would be the most conservative. And then that means that actually in this case, so as you can see, chaos is not perfect. And in this case it didn't really work. This would be maybe the best one that I would do. I would draw. And then let's see how this lines up. Yeah, so the ABCD does line up with this further chaos extension, which is interesting. I think that makes sense as a general target, 6150. That's how much of a move from here. It's just a 3% upside move. I don't think we're not rolling over anytime soon unless Putin starts launching nukes, and I just don't see him doing it. I don't think he's going to do it. He doesn't want to start another war. He's not gonna take the bait. I don't see that happening. I think we're gonna get our Christmas rally like we always do. I fought the Christmas out. I've wanted to be the Grinch so many times. I want to be the Grinch. I want Christmas to not happen. I want everybody to cry, and like the market is just red everywhere. That's what I always want. And I've finally kind of given up on that. Where I'm like, all right, it's Christmas. Let's celebrate and let the market go to new all-time highs. So a little bit of a personal background on me. So I'm trying to stay on the bullish side and put my like perma bear away, because as I told you, it doesn't pay to be bearish. You're fighting the system, and it's not worth it. Okay, that's S&P. Let's look at, since you guys are so into crypto, let's look at Riot and Coin. So Riot had a nice pullback here today. This would have been a nice entry. If you're thinking Bitcoin can go higher, I mean, Riot's obviously still bullish, and this pullback today was a nice entry if you were watching. I would have liked to have seen a pullback all the way to the 90-day, but you didn't get it. But if you want to, like I said, if you want to trade kind of as like a proxy, almost like a leverage proxy of Bitcoin, you could trade this, right? And also Coin obviously doesn't move as much, but it's another one you could trade. And a weekly chart, it also has a 9. So that's the concern. 9. I hate these. I don't like these 9s. Every time they've come in on the coin chart, they kind of put a pause into the market. That's the concern. But so far, onward and upward. It looks like it's running into some problems here. I will admit, I have trimmed. So I bought a lot down here, basically right here, right before the Trump pump. It's called the Trump pump. And I have sold up here. I haven't bought back almost anything. I still have positions, but they're about 40% of what I had on both Riot and Coin, because I'm concerned about, some kind of pullback. I have no water left. So I would cool your jets on these. They both have 9s, just like Bitcoin. It's a warning sign. Like I said, don't add here. Just wait for that. Wait for everybody's crying. Alts went down 50%, and then you buy back. We will get a pullback at some point, and that will be your chance to get in. And it's not gonna be the only pull. Like, you might get maybe 1 or 2 pullbacks. So this is probably the first pullback in the parabolic rally, and you buy that, and then you wait for all-time highs and you set your target. Okay, Tesla. I always like to talk about Tesla. Tesla broke out on this weekly chart. I've been very bullish on Tesla, and you can see it's continuing its ascent higher. We tagged the 1.618 level here. So this is my first zone on this what I consider a giant monthly W for Tesla. If we can close the monthly up here, then that's a big bullish sign. And I expect over the next couple of months we eventually end up here at 770. I just don't see how that, with Elon Musk being Trump's like right hand man. I mean, must be the easiest, dumbest play ever. I don't. I barely sold any of this. I'm just holding it, and if we get a pullback, I will add. Yeah, I don't see. I mean, obviously it's topping out, and we will get a bit of a pullback, but I don't see how this doesn't go higher. This is a major weekly breakout on a two-year consolidation. This was 2 years, and now you're going to get your move. Right. So then if we go to like a 2-week, right, and this was your first big move, and your second big move is just there. But I think it's a lot more than that. I think I just don't. I don't think that's it. I think it's going to go a lot higher. So see, this takes you to your second 2.618, 500. But I'm thinking we get up here. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, Tesla's not even in. I don't even think it's in the top. Like, companies and commodities by market cap. Let's see the market caps. Assets ranked by market cap. Here we go. Probably all seen this chart. Yeah. So Tesla's not even here. It's number 11. It's at 1.1 trillion. It could definitely go if it produces the robot and all that stuff. I think it can go up here with Google, 2 trillion. So that's a double from here. We're at 340, and then we'll be at 700, pretty much right up here, and we'll just be at the same valuation as Google. I think it's possible. Basically a Bitcoin valuation. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin took out Saudi Aramco, took out big oil and silver. Next are Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. It's going to be tough to go. Amazon and Google, I think it's going to take them down. But Microsoft, that's when it starts to get tough. Bill Gates is going to push back, and Apple. This is a crazy chart. Look at NVIDIA up here, just destroying everything. Interesting to see what's on this chart. Gives you kind of a new perspective looking at it by market cap rather than by the price. I think market cap is easier to compare everything and see the true value of what you're buying rather than the share price. I think share price is confusing and meant to deceive people. I think market cap is the truer way to look at something. Okay, so that's Tesla. That's my bullish case. Somebody asked, did you ask? BITF crypto miner. Okay, BITF. Let's look at this crypto miner quickly. By the way, guys, Black Friday special coming. It's coming. It's going to be available soon. By the time we're talking next week, it will be live for sure. So everything's like 50% discount on all the Pro Tool stuff, and we've got a lot of marketing coming out. The screeners are doing very well. I think a lot of you guys are not aware of how useful the screeners are. I'm not going to demonstrate them this week, but maybe next week I'll show some screener picks and go through a few things to teach you guys about it. Also, the breadth is it's not performing that well on Bitcoin this year. I'm disappointed, but I'm going to run some tests and see how the breadth did if you traded, say, certain altcoins. Because I think because of the ETF, there's this huge divergence between Bitcoin and alts right now happening. And that's throwing off the breadth, which is looking at the whole market. And really, Bitcoin is just one part of that market. If you have a subscription till February, you can still buy one, and we'll just add it on to your current subscription. Just like TradingView does it too. So you can buy a subscription and add it onto your current one. So we'll do the same thing. Really keep it simple. But yeah, it's the best deal by far. And I will hope to demonstrate some of the stuff for you guys because we've got new tools that we didn't have last year. Okay, BITF. Um, hmm. Hmm. BITF. Let's see here. Looks like it's just stuck in this consolidation range. Nothing too exciting happening. It's just consolidating. And you probably eventually get your move up, but until it breaks out on the other side of this weekly chart, right, like here, because I think this is where you'd maybe want to consider getting long. But honestly, I think Riot and Coin are better and easier plays. They're just Bitcoin proxies. If Bitcoin goes up, they're going to go up. If Bitcoin goes down, they're going to go down. It's easy. I almost forgot MSTR, right? Everybody's talking about this. So they had earnings come out recently. They also have a 9. They all have 9s. Hello, Solo Survivor. Welcome. Um, this one is just insanity. In absolute insanity. Major consolidation here. I'm curious, where does chaos kind of point to? So we hit the first chaos level. You see things kind of consolidated here. And we basically almost hit the second one. Try to, yeah, I would say essentially this zone, that's your range. So you hit the first one, and the second one is up here, 550 area, 550 to 600. So we're almost there, almost there. And once we hit that, we'll at least get a pause. But I would lean towards a potential pullback. I mean, this is crazy over here. But the market can continue going parabolic longer than you can stay solvent. So, but you know what? If you don't short, there's no problem. You just took profits. But if you short, that's when you get screwed. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Learn from me. I am the king of shorts, and I always get burnt. I actually don't even have any shorts left because all of my shorts have been lit on fire. That was a stupid joke. Okay, so that's MSTR. Let's look at metal, DXY, and then we'll get into metals. So this is my long-term DXY chart, and you can see we are on a weekly chart. We are also hitting an 8 and reaching this midpoint area resistance at approximately 108. But we did break out on a weekly. Right? This is a significant breakout. I expect us to tag this level up here and then consolidate, and we'll see where we go from there. I have to look at the lower time frames, like the daily chart. Right now, the daily is uptrend. I mean, this is a clean chart. This is a lot cleaner than some of the other stuff we've looked at. This is just clear up, very easy to understand. Don't short the dollar. It's looking good. I think if this can ever roll over, a lot of stuff's going to move up in a big way. All right, silver. Silver looks good to me. Still bearish right now, but I like the kind of reversal I'm seeing. We're on the other side of the trend line here. Actually, wait a second. Are we on the other side of the trend line? We are not on the other side of the trend line. Wait until we get on the other side of the trend line. Until then, potential for silver to move lower. Get rid of this. Yeah, so these are like support zones right here, especially major support zone right here. That's 365 day VWAP level. So wait, maybe just chill on silver. You can get a pullback all the way down to 28. I don't see why that couldn't happen here. This is supposed to be on the higher time frame. Okay, that's what I think about silver. I mean, gold's going to be similar. Right? Yeah. Oh, gold's not as similar. Gold's looking good. That was pretty big bearish breakdown I had. Damn, very, very bearish breakdown. Oops. Huge recovery though. Still in bear territory, but huge recovery all the way up to the VWAP. levels. Ultimate goal target is all the way up here at 3,000. We didn't tag that yet. We did hit basically the harmonic. I would watch gold on these lower time frames to kind of give you an idea of what you want to do next. It does look like on a 12-hour, you're on the other side of the RSI downtrend, and you are pushing higher. I don't see anything actually stopping this right now. But I don't like that there was no div. I don't like there's no div with the MACD. There's no div with RSI. I want to see some kind of W formation. So that's the issue I have with this. I don't have a trade here. I feel like we're in no man's land. I'd want to see a pullback, and then on the pullback, then I would look at lower time frames to try to see if there's a W. Look at PAL. Yes, platinum. Yes, I can, Rocky. For you, yes. For everybody watching, we will get to crypto. Don't worry, it's coming soon. We're gonna do a quick show today. I don't want to go. I don't want to go past like 1:15 a.m. here. All right, PAL, physical palladium shares. Yeah, I think I talked about this before. The weekly looks good. Nice consolidation here. You had a nice pullback for a re-entry. I think when we talked about it before, it was like up here at 100 or something, and I wanted to see a pullback. You got your pullback and your retest. This is your long spot. Like, look at that right there. That's your buy. And now we should head higher from here. Question is where? 157. Let me see something. Man. Maybe I'll do background music next time. I don't know if you guys like background music or not. All right, thank you, Mercedes, and appreciate you watching. Okay, so 38.2 is 161. I think that's going to be your first kind of resistance level. You can see that here right on the chart. Right there, major resistance. It's just lining up with these candles. So something like that, I think, would be a good target, which is, it's not bad, right? It's a pretty good trade. Look at this. Long position right there. Say your stop below the low down here, and you target right up here, and you've got a 6-to-1 risk reward ratio trade. I like it. It's a buy for me. Buy. If I start talking like Kramer, I'm probably going to be completely wrong 100% of the time, rather than being wrong like 50% of the time. So I probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing on Palladium. Hopefully that jives similar to what you're seeing, Rocky. Thank you for the question. I think that's it for commodities. Yeah, let's just jump into crypto. I mean, that's what you guys love, right? Crypto. 9. That 9 is haunting me. Look, I have a baby red 9, and then I have a giant 9. I don't even know what indicator is causing this, but I think I have it. I think this giant one might be on my friend Tom K. I think this is a Tom K indicator. Let me see if this disappears. Oh, yep. This is a Tom K indicator. So that replicates the TD9. If anybody's interested in the Tom K indicator suite, just message me or at me, and then I'll message you. Or submit, actually, better to submit a support ticket and just say you're interested. And I can hook you up with the Tom K indicator suite. It's not too expensive. So I think it's great. I'm not really selling it. I'm just, sometimes people ask, like, who is this? What am I using this for? Okay, so 9, concerning climbing the wall of worry, per se. MACD looks good. RSI looks good, very bullish, just overextended. You can see it can stay overextended for a very long period of time. We're kind of somewhere here, somewhere like here where we were in 2023. And we maybe have to start consolidating again, like we did it here, and now we've moved higher, and now we've got to go and do it again before we then move higher one more time. That's, something like that would make sense to me. Amazing how my viewers went over 40 as soon as I started talking about Bitcoin. It's like YouTube knows and they just push it. Like public wants Bitcoin. Bitcoin, Bitcoin. All right, let's get rid of that. So where does chaos point to? Now that we're in price discovery, our only real tool is this weird chaos thing. And generally I like to be conservative with my chaos. This would be, how conservative do I want to be? Go to a daily chart. Let's see what kind of, sometimes I like to line up the levels just to get, when the move is pretty extended, I like to line up the levels and see what makes sense. So as far as the range, that would make sense to me. Something like this, and then this also lines up with our whole zones. So 2.618 was here, 1.618 tag, rejection, move up, 3.59, and then 4.669 is at 112. So that's the big target. And then we're gonna send out an email. So just chill. So we're at 3.59 now, and the next move would be 112. How long does it take to get to there? How many pullbacks are we gonna have? I'm not sure. What I will tell you is this daily chart is bullish. It's bullish. It's very bullish. I think max pain was up, nothing to the downside. No chance. After Trump election was the perfect catalyst, and then it's just up only since. And max pain is just nothing, no chance to get in. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. It makes sense we rejected from this level through right here on the 4 hour because of that 3.59. I do think that at some point we could get a pullback down to like here, the 30-day VWAP. I'm just not sure if it will happen before we tag this 100 plus level. I will show you that looking at let's see, the coin analyze. What am I doing? CoinGlass, right? CoinGlass liquidation heat map. I don't like using liquidation heat maps anymore too much. I think they're too slow to update and things change very quickly. And I think when you get overly focused on these, you lose sight of maybe the bigger picture. We can go to a 12-hour first. So first of all, you can see massive amount of liquidations, 98,600. Let's go to a monthly chart. Loading. Yeah. So there's all this. I mean, the big thing is down here at 66, but it doesn't have to go for that. There's all this up here. Maybe we go down to like a 1-week chart. A little bit more up here, but I don't know how useful the liquidity heat maps are anymore. Too many people have shared this. Too many people have talked about it. I'm questioning the usefulness of these. But yeah, 99,000, 100,000. I mean, I think these levels are a given. It's going to happen. It just has to take out these liquidity zones. Why not? Why wouldn't they? It's like free money. So I expect that at minimum, but we could go all the way up to 102. I don't see a lot of liquidity above that. There's no reason why it can't show up at any time. People can open shorts, and then they've got shorts that need to be stopped out. Well, again, that goes back to my whole thing. Don't use shorts, long only. If it pulls back, you buy, and just stick to that. It's that easy. Okay, let's see. Do I have anything else that would give some insight into where Bitcoin is going? We do have options coming up, so Deribit options expiry, but this isn't going to affect things until the end of the month. So you'll see me on a show one more time before this happens. Options expiry, max pain. I think it's this one. I don't know how much these still matter, considering the fact I think options came out for Bitcoin on Wall Street also. So I'm not sure 100% how much these still matter, but they have max pain as 76,000. And you can see all these calls. And if we pull back, all these calls will expire worthless. We've got calls all the way up to 100K that probably did very well. But this is the biggest expiry, bigger than the mid-month one that we talked about, and could be one of the excuses for a potential pullback that we could see. So something to keep in mind. Okay, let's go back to the chart. Yeah, still pushing higher. 4-hour chart is bullish. I don't see anything stopping this yet. I wouldn't stand in front of this freight train. BTCD, you can see, as I talked about before, came down. 7 potential divergences. I do expect BTCD to start kind of rolling over here soon. It looks like it's consolidating in this area and kind of almost in a way distributing. Make this a bit bigger. But no clear direction just yet. I don't like when it's just sitting at this midpoint. It does make it hard to trade. Yeah, I think RSI on BTCD is super volatile and ugly. I wouldn't like this. You have to almost look at this on a really low time frame. But on a weekly chart, it still looks bullish to the upside. And actually, this was, as you can see, this was meant to be my pause zone, and we did pause. Same like we did at 1.618. And the final target is all the way up here at 76%. Imagine if Bitcoin went 76% to alts. That would suck. You'd be so tired of alts and everyone would be in Bitcoin that it would be a perfect excuse to just keep Bitcoin stable or dump Bitcoin and massively pump everything when nobody's in it. So I could see that happening. This is the most important metric to pay attention to if you want to know when alts are going to take off. Should you be trading alts? I think this is it's paramount to pay attention to this and understand when the trend has changed. Like that's a big part. I mean, even on this daily, like this could be the trend change happening. It's hard to tell. You can see the divergence here. Oh. Very hard to tell. Well, that's what I would recommend watching. BTCD. You see, Bitcoin keeps going higher. Okay, we can look at Solana. Solana took off, right? Broke out of this, kind of same as Bitcoin, right? Question is, where is it going to go? And unlike Bitcoin, I believe Solana is just about to hit price discovery. It's going to go into price discovery. Something to keep in mind. And then we want to look at the range of this consolidation zone. So here's basically the range, right? Something like that. Which points to Solana going to 450, basically 450. That's a decent move from here, right? 75%, not a full 100%. That might be disappointing to old time crypto traders, but for any kind of normie stock, that's pretty good. I think we're going to quickly move up to this like 300 level. This is actually a mini W in here. I could go to 284 and then maybe consolidate and then move to 300. I don't see why that couldn't happen here with Solana. It looks really good. I can't really make a bear case. Maybe you get pulled back in the short term, but I would avoid looking at these lower time frame indicators. I think it screws you over. I think in a parabolic run, you just ignore these really low time frames and you ignore shorts. You can use the low time frames for long entry, but that's it. Don't use them for short entries. You're just gonna get destroyed. And again, I know from personal experience. Greg asked about ETH BTC. Okay, let's take a quick look. Yeah, I mean, on a 2-week chart, you have a 9 that came in, you have an exhaustion reversal. candle. This looks pretty crappy though on like using RSI and stuff like that. It just looks terrible. Obvious downtrend, but this momentum indicator is basically useless. Right now, purely from a technical standpoint, for me it doesn't look great. Although, let me see something. Let's see, from this high to this low. Oops, why did everything disappear? What the heck? Everything's disappearing when I click on it. Let me just use a basic one. Yeah, so we're at 78.6. That's basically a buy zone. 78.6 and 88.6, right? You guys know that. These are the two buy zones. So in terms of like 2019 to now and where like location, this is the location. You've got location. Now you have to just look for structure and reversal. So we needed some kind of W in here. Our side does look like it's reversing, but I would like to see some kind of W in price to feel more confident. Plus above this downtrend line. It's been under this downtrend line for quite a while. Keep in mind this is a daily chart. So that's what I would like to see to get really bullish on Ethereum. Yeah, that makes sense, Greg. I agree. All right, Pikachu wants me to check Pepe. I'm trying to think, do I want to share anything else before I do that? We talked about Bitcoin, we talked about Ethereum, we talked about Solana. I always talk about Rune, but I know Seord already kind of talks about that, so I don't know if that's redundant. Yeah, you can see we've gone back to the 50% level. This was quite a fake out that they did. This was a big fake out this morning actually for me. I thought we might go lower when we got down here, and we just like massively reversed, which is I mean, it makes sense, right? You got to catch everyone by surprise. So the best way to do that is to make it look like the market's going to die and then quickly save it and don't give anyone a chance to get back in. That's what it looks like. Rune. So Rune is on the other side of this trend line. I think Rune looks really good. Like if it's going to move higher, this looks like this is its chance to move higher right now. I think we've got some kind of mini alt season happening here. We've also got optimism. Optimism was up 20% today, over 20%, which pissed me off because I was not in a leverage long and I wanted to be. Where did it tag out? Okay, 30%, almost 30% it went up. Crazy. So, 38.2 is right here. And even just a retracement to 61.8, 78.6, $3 to $4. Oh, only 100% return left, but if you bought down here, and I talked about it a million times, you'd be very close, pretty close to getting a double. Assuming you bought it like $1.50 range. If you got it lower, like $1.20, then you only have to go to the 38.2 instead of 50%. Early bird gets the worm, right? So that's optimism. I'm optimistic on optimism. I think it looks good. Now that it's had this giant green candle, now it looks. I don't think you can buy it necessarily, but I think it looks good. What the hell happened to my chart? Okay, I know what happened here. Wait a second. There we go. Got the scale back. Okay, let's get rid of this second scale. I'll figure it out later. I don't want to waste time. Please remember to do the alts thing. Yes, I remember. I would wait for optimism to pull back a bit. I think getting in up here is very risky. XRP, Big House said XRP looking like a triangle on the 60-minute. Let's look at XRP. Take a peek. Yeah, it looks good from a breakout perspective. This could move up again. Jesus. Crazy. So $1.50, according to Chaos, looks like a good target. Can we look left and look at, because XRP has been this high before. So that's your high and that's your low. We want to reverse this. Basically just tagged 50% and rejected. This is 50%. We could go all the way up here, 78.6, $1.60. That would make sense to me. I think that's a good target in the short term. I'm not going to give other targets higher than that or more extreme than that. Obviously, you can do your little chaos thingy. That brings you up to like $1.3740, but that's conservative. I would bank on this. This is what I would be looking for. What is your rune target? Xano. Okay, Pepe, Xano, and rune. All right, sure. Rune target. Yeah, so as of right now, I don't know on rune. I really, and this is the W I would draw off of. So that would put you at a target of $9. Makes sense to me. So less than double from here. Nothing too aggressive. And you can see how I didn't really play with this too much, but you can see how the 1.618 lines up. It went. How do I say this? I always get it wrong. Wick versus tail. Yeah. So this wick, you can see it wicked up and tagged 2.618 and rejected. So I'd like to see that move higher and then move into 9. I think these levels are definitely correct. Okay. So many you guys are asking about. Xano. Okay, let's take a quick. So before I do that, let me load up. I didn't create these like I should have. I wanted to make a few, and I just didn't do it. But maybe next week I can. I have this thing called like L1s. L1 battles. Yeah, here. So this is how you can see like what, and you can do this for every sector and stuff. You just keep adding names. Just check the sectors on CoinMarketCap or something, and you can just add them to this chart. It's really pretty easy and pretty cool. So I like to go out like on daily. And we scroll back to all the way from September and which ones outpaced. So Cardano outpaced everything. That's insane considering how many people have made fun of it. Then we got Solana and Algo and BCH. And if we go in closer, right, and we do like a 4-hour chart, we can see that since Tuesday, BCH, Ethereum, and ADA have done very well. I think this is Ethereum. And you can see Ethereum pumping kind of brings everything else up, but to like a less of a degree. Yeah, so those are the seemingly, if you zoom out even more, wow, it's really like younger coins except for ADA. Okay. Okay, so hopefully that helps a little bit. Who asked that? Oh, Rocky. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I know you want to see more detail of the different memes and AI coins and stuff like that, but this is what I have. And you can pretty easily put together your own. Okay. Can you check JLP? Is that a crypto? Let me do Xano first. Let's do Xano. I'm going to close this. And we have the money supply. Oh, this is interesting. Global money supply just taking a dump. This is the global money supply. Look at that pullback. That's something that should make you go, right here. Last time they did this, it was here. And look what happened to the market. But so far, we're holding in up here. Should eventually reconnect and align. You can see here it front ran too, and then eventually the market rolled over, front ran, consolidate, roll over. It happens quite a lot, and I think worth it to pay attention to. There's that, and then talked about XRP, talked about ETH bottom, talked about my rune target, Xano, right? Yeah, Xano. Here's Xano. I'm gonna have to call it soon, guys. I can feel myself like falling asleep, unfortunately. Hate to admit it, but I am. Yeah, Xanos rolling over a bit. Maybe you get a nice buying opportunity. Looking pretty bearish, actually very bearish. So for Xano, this looks like a M double top, and I think I would not buy until we come down to at least 38.2, ideally 78.6, but 38.2 should be acceptable. But I would love it to go down lower, and then I would buy in if it was that low. Okay, hopefully that would like to hear your opinion on Pepe targets. Pepe. But yeah, Xano right now looks bearish. I would tread carefully. Thoughts on Pepe? This is my original W. 1.618, 2.618. See how we came back into this. We massively pushed off this 4 points, went through the 4.669 level, and then we came back and we've just been oscillating around it. If I had to predict a future move, it would be bull flag here, and then another bullish continuation. I mean, that's what the market is telling you. Just like this and this. Bad. No, not bad. 50%. That's like a 50% return. Not bad. Looks bullish. Looks like it's just hanging in there, chilling, and eventually going to break out to the upside soon. Actually, this plays out the way I think. What about, okay, can you please check JLP? What is this? I don't think this is an alt. Jubilee Metals Group. Downtrend, downtrend. Little bit of life here. I'm just looking, guys. And falling asleep a bit. Oh. It is a nice pullback. I appreciate a name that's mentioned before it pumps. You are in the buy zone here. This is definitely the buy zone. So you could just buy and set a stop loss. I don't see anything wrong with that. Jupiter perps. Jupiter, I don't, Jupiter. Well, either way, Jubilee Metals looks good. I'm going to set some alerts. I'm going to set alerts even if you guys don't want to trade it. Okay, Jupiter perps. I don't think I have absolute. Okay, I do. I can sort of like this, Jupiter, Jupe. Not a lot of data. There's not a lot of data on this. I'm not a fan when there's not much data and RSI is oscillating this way. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I'm on the fence. I don't really like it for reasons that I already specified. Yeah, Brian, rewind and pay back fast. I sound a lot smarter when you play me at 2x speed. You're welcome, Solo. Okay, Rocky asked for TGT. Um, yeah, Nolian. So I think I watched Tony Vase using it, and then I modified it a bit based on his usage. So I think, but it's, I mean, you can look up TD sequential. It's all over YouTube stuff. You're welcome. TGT. Target. Oh yeah, Target got wrecked, huh? They didn't do well with their earnings. I mean, this was my support level, so we are sitting at that. This was kind of your buy zone. I would wait. I would let the dust settle, and then I would wait for structure to form, W start coming in, and then I would go long. I mean, from a higher time frame, doesn't look. And this is the buy zone. Doesn't look like complete disaster. It is red everywhere across the board. Oversold, oversold, oversold. So just like how Bitcoin can remain overbought longer than you can remain solvent, same on the other side where it could remain underbought with selling pressure, something like that. Oh, TGT crypto. You gotta specify. Um, this one looks like it's getting ready to move up. Otherwise, it wouldn't have tagged this low down here. Yeah, usually you see consolidation, a tag to the lows or below the lows, and then like something like that, a quick move higher. Let's see, weekly. Weekly doesn't look great. Yeah, I mean it's okay. You're gonna be building. Sorry, you're not gonna be building. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm getting too tired, guys. Um, I'm starting to fall asleep. Let me see here. Do I have a good case for this? Look, it's at the bottom of the end of the range. It can't hurt to buy this and then just set a stop loss below the lows. That's what I would do. I mean, it's an obvious with how bullish the market is, right? And the fact that it took out everything going back to August. When something takes out everything going back like 3 or 4 months, it's getting ready to move up. Especially if its other associated assets, shouldn't say assets, but other associated coins are also moving, and this one's just lagging, then this one should eventually catch up unless there's some glaring fundamental issue that we don't know about, but a lot of people do. So I like it. Recommend it. Not the way I used it. Nolian Kazakh. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure. But I don't know. Let's look at total 3 really quick, and then I think I'm gonna call it. So you can see no 9 on total 3, and my target is up here. I'm actually gonna set an alert to remind myself when we get to like 880, because that's when I need to be cautious. Right now, bullish, so it's bull, bull, bull. It's just sitting up there, and the 4 hour is kind of crossing over on a 4 hour. When this happens, you can see the next move. The next move up is basically gonna probably start anytime now, and it's already basically started. And then we can target, basically right up there. Which I have showed. Yeah, like this. I actually want to show this. I want to show this on lower time frames. Yeah, daily chart. Yeah, so that lines up near the top of this uptrending parallel channel. Maybe it even oversteps it a bit, but that's where I could see total going now that things are kind of unleashed. Everything's just going crazy, silly season. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. I'm way too tired. It's 1:20 a.m. So, and I didn't sleep since 8 a.m. today. So hopefully you got some value from that. Key takeaways: do not short at this time. Do not. You're gonna probably get wrecked. Best performing portfolios of mine are long only portfolios where I just take profit on the way up. I have tried shorting. Sometimes it does okay, sometimes it doesn't. It never is a good idea to swim against the stream, and right now the stream is pointing up. Would I love for the stream to reverse and give us a bear market for a bit? Yes. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. As always, don't stay on the computer all the time. During the week, we're always on the computer. Try to spend some time with family, go to the park, exercise, all that good stuff. And that's it. Oh, and sleep. Make sure to sleep. That's very important. I am going to do that right now. All right. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you on the site. And if not, I'll see you here at a slightly earlier time, 10 a.m. Don't forget 10 a.m. next week. Okay. Bye, guys.